Hello, I'm James and I am the singing teacher and vocal coach for Italia Conti Petersfield. This is one of a few videos we've been doing on singing, and this video we're going to look at stretching and warming up before we come towards doing some singing. And it's really good and it's really beneficial for us that while we are inside and not being able to do lessons or doing shows, is to keep our voice in good health and keeping it warm. And keep it in good condition so that when we do get back to doing everything, and especially for the show, if you're already in the Italia Conti, we've got a show coming up when we get back, hopefully, to make sure that we're all still going and still ready for doing all of that stuff. Good. So first we're going to do some stretching. Why do we stretch? So the reason we want to stretch is we want to get rid of any tension that we've got in our body. So any tension that if you're feeling like a little bit tense in your shoulders and your neck, that's going to affect us when we're singing, because when we sing we need to be relaxed. All of our muscles and our upper body and our neck and our face, they all need to be relaxed, because for us to be able to sing we need to be in a relaxed, sort of calm manner, and any tension that we do get elsewhere in our body affects our throat and affects how we sing. So we're going to start off with looking at our neck. So we're going to stretch out the sort of neck muscles that we've got that are near our vocal folds, near our larynx, that we've talked about in a couple of other videos. So we're going to look up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to gently look back down to our starting position, which should roughly just be in the centre, and then you want to look down to the floor and then back up to the centre. So we'll do this a couple more times now that I've sort of shown you quickly how to do it. So keeping in our starting position, and then we're going to move up, looking to the ceiling, feeling the stretch at the front of our neck, then going back to starting middle position, then going back down to the floor and feeling that stretch in the back of our neck, and then back to the middle. So you can do that another time, once more. I won't do that for now, otherwise the video will just be me doing that constantly. Then next we're going to look over our shoulders, so we're going to move our eyes and our neck and look over our shoulder. And you're going to feel the stretch nicely here in the side of the neck, and then go back to the middle, stop for a bit, and then go and look over the other shoulder. Perfect. And then back to the centre. And we're going to do that one more time. That's it, fantastic. Back to the centre, and the other side. Good. So lastly, the last little neck stretch we're going to do is we're going to take this chin, or our chin should I say, not my chin, and then we're going to lower it down to our chest, roll our ear over our shoulder, feeling a really nice stretch again in the side of our neck, slightly different to the one we had before. Rolling it really slowly and gently back to the middle, making sure that it is slow and gentle, because we don't want to do it too fast. If we do it too fast, you might pull something in your neck, and we don't want that one at all. And if you feel or hear any clicking in the neck, don't worry, your neck's not going to snap. It's just a little bit rusty, and if you're anything like me, it's a little bit slow in the morning, especially when you wake up. So don't worry. Fantastic. Just give that a little bit of a loosen up again. So next up to our stretching, we're going to look at our shoulders. So the reason we stretch our shoulders is they're quite near our neck, and especially when we talked about breathing, we don't want to breathe in like this, because we then tense up our shoulders here. We want to breathe in, like we said, from down the stomach, so it's making sure we're going and this never moves. But just to make sure that it's nice and we haven't got any strain from sitting on a computer, watching TV, slouching, just making sure it's nice and postures, we're going to raise our arms up to the ceiling, rolling our shoulders back. Then we're going to stretch open the chest, stretching open, and rolling back. I'm just going to stand up and do it as well, just because the piano's in the way there. So we're going to move our hands up to the ceiling, rolling back, stretching open like it's the morning, and then rolling back down. So the reason we're stretching open the chest is just as it lifts our chest and our back, and it keeps our back nice and straight, and it's just stretching our chest so that we've got lots of room there for our lungs to expand and deflate in, and we're not just hunched over. So that's the reason why we're rolling the shoulders round and rolling them back so that they're in a nice sort of back sort of position, rested, and that our chest is nice and open. And if you are still struggling with the shoulders a bit, just roll them back and then just feel as if your hands are sort of weights, they're dead weights, and it's sort of just your whole arms are dead weights, and it's feeling, and it should be in this position. So there's a nice straight line from my head down my shoulders, and then if you were to see my feet, you'd see them go all the way to my feet. Perfect. So that's our little stretches that we like to do. There is a few other stretches that we will do in the when we come to sort of warm up, because they're using stretching and warming up at the same time. So I'll do those in a little bit. So now we're going to think about posture. So when we sing, there's an ideal posture. Doesn't have to be that we always have to sing like this posture whenever we're doing everything. We don't have to like be stuck like a statue, like I can't move, I can sing but I can't move. That's not the thing. We don't want you stuck like that. We don't want you feeling tense or like robotic or anything. Just want to feel nice and loose. But the idea is that this is a good starting point for singing, and it's the optimal position for your body to sing in, and it's just somewhere we can start and not worry too much about, you know, we're not slouching, we're not sort of like, or, you know, singing like weird positions, I don't know, with your feet in the air or anything, nothing that crazy. So basically what we're going to start with the head. So feeling as if you're a bit like your Pinocchio or you're a little puppet, and there's a little string coming from the crown of your head, slightly pulling you up, so that your head isn't like, you're not looking sort of slightly upwards, you're not looking all the way down, you've not got your head up like in the ceiling, you've just got it nicely sort of just about this straight position. It might feel a little bit lower, like you're looking down slightly, but that's it. So that's your top of your head. Then we've already talked about those shoulders and the chest, so the shoulders back, chest open, so we've done that, fantastic. Next we move on to your knees. You can't see my knees, but you just want to slightly bend your knees and feel as if you're balancing, maybe on like on a skateboard or a surfboard, or if you've ever been skiing, that's that idea of you have your knees slightly bent. You don't want them too bent, so you're like almost like you're sitting or squatting. You just want them slightly bent, so it feels like you're ready to sort of move, jump about, go for a run, that sort of thing, or about to sort of go like that. Perfect. And then the weight. So it's going to sound a bit weird, but you don't want the weight on your heels, because if you've got your weight on your heels, you're going to feel like you're going to fall over, and you don't want to be on your tiptoes, because that's not how we have our position. You just want your weight to be on the little part that, if you've got your toes, and then just that little sort of bridge bit at the end, towards near the bits of your toes. We call the heels, and then you move it to across the other end, you've got your toes, and then in between that you've got the balls of your feet, we call. And you're just slightly weighted forward. So you should have already slightly had that from having your knees slightly bent, and then chest open like this. And this is a perfect posture, so I'm just going to move around. So as you can see, this is exactly the perfect posture we want. Nice straight, all the way down, as if you could imagine you're drawing a line all the way down my body. So that's perfect, correct posture. That's done. Now moving on to